these two terms, tendency and intention. Tendency and intention. What is tendency? Tendency is a spontaneous response in nature. Spontaneous response in nature. And intention is brought in. It's not spontaneous. It is intention. It is through some initiative, the change is brought in. There's a rough identification of these two terms. Now, how that brings change in our sensation, that is the primary question. So what we are doing here now is the source inquiry of sensations. So sensations, now you see the voice of the organism, this term, this sentence is now replaced with the word sensation. So voice of the organism is nothing but the physiological sensation, the body sensation that we identify. It's a chemical domain changes. The chemical domain changes. That is the voice of the organism. And that leads us to take any decision further, because sensation gets converted into the perception progressively, naturally. Now, tendency is unmodified natural matter, that light, sound, smell, taste, and touch. The unmodified natural matter causing self-regulated sensation. This is very important. Self-regulated sensation. What does it mean, self-regulated? Because our sensation do have these two identifications as pleasure and pain. Whenever there is a pleasure, we continue with that stimulus, and whenever there is a pain, we discontinue from that stimulus, which is causing pain. So it is self-regulatory progression of the sensation. These are the indicators of our conservation of energy. So the self-regulation is absolutely natural and executed if we are driven by unmodified natural matter, because unmodified natural matter is tendency driven, and tendency doesn't indulge us. The indulgence, if we identify the word indulgence means being in contact with the stimulus more than the natural duration. More than the natural duration. So in life, everything has its own end, natural end. You are hungry, you are sitting with a plate full of mangoes, you start eating, the first one is very pleasurable, but the fifth one is painful. After consuming the 4 mangoes, fifth one is painful now. There is no change in the mangoes. The first mango was equally tasty naturally, and the fifth mango also. But what changes is your chemical within. And that's what is the self-regulation. We need not to worry that I have to count the mangoes and eat. Like in case of water, thirst is our identifier, and self-regulation happens through the identification of the thirst. If we just exclude the ideas of X liter consumption and X mangoes consumption, these all things, if we remove that, then we are self-regulated naturally. And that self-regulation is the natural point of ending. Now, if we increase the taste intentionally, then where I was to stop, I do not stop there. Where I was to stop, I do not stop there. I keep on indulging myself and go beyond the natural stoppage. And going beyond the natural stoppage means extra engagement of vitality, because without vitality, I cannot go along. Anything that we do, anything that we confront physically, we need vitality to confront, because progressively physical confrontation gets graduated to the physiological sensation and further gets graduated to psychological perception. So complete array of executions are waiting there. So one single indulgence brings the next and then the next. So the indulgence is a big toll on the vitality, which we neglect at the beginning in the physical domain. Now, what we observe is when the matter is modified with intention. When the matter is modified with intention, with ideas, here the word ideas come, which is an intention, and that is causing sensation. And these sensations are indulgences, and we call this as stimulation. Now, stimulation comes with suppression for sure. There is no stimulation in this world which is not with suppression. For an example, if that fifth mango is stimulated and lured, and I end up consuming that fifth mango, naturally I was indicated that it is a painful thing. Now, due to the stimulation, I suppress that pain and I end up eating the fifth mango. So whenever there is a stimulation, there is a suppression of pain. So stimulation of pleasure comes along with the suppression of pain every time. And both the impacts actually multiply the indulgence, multiply the toll on the vitality. So this aspect has to be identified. So modified matter, for example, the burger. Now, burger is basically wheat, potato, spices, and oil. If those are presented separately, singly to us, those are not palatable and attractive for us. What made it attractive is the idea of combining these four. What made it attractive is the idea of combining these four. Now, so the sensation that is triggered within me due to the burger, due to the presentation of the burger, I start salivating, suppose, then it is not the impact of the physical matter. We get confused that this is the physical matter that is generating me the craving within me. It is basically the idea camouflaged in that physical matter, which is causing the sensation. Somebody else's idea, but I am getting affected with it. So we do get affected with our own ideas and others' ideas also when we start concluding it and identify it as truth. So they are the stimulations and suppressions. Now, this is a confusion of modified matter, but story doesn't end there. When we think of burger, we had a memory of burger, and when we bring that memory to the present as an idea, as an imagination, and I start salivating. So it is an idea causing sensation. This is also, there's no difference between the previous one and this, because the idea is only causing the sensation, which is nothing but stimulation and suppression, which lead us to indulge into it for more than the duration it is naturally done. Now, intentional aspect, as in the morning itself we were discussing, that intention, those are the parts and partials of the progression of the intelligence that we have and the cognitive growth of the neural structure that we have. Now, the intention can get translated with the inquiry this way, the third way, where understanding of nature and truth, not concluding, understanding, it is a continuous. So there's no claim of have understood, have the knowledge. It is about knowing. Knowing and knowledge are two different things. So understanding of nature and truth, causing awareness where there is no sensation. There is no sensation. So knowledge will end up in pride, which is a sensation. Not having knowledge can end up in depression, which is another sensation from idea. But when we are in knowing mode, there is no pride, no depression, no remorse of not having a knowledge, since I am in the path of knowing. So bypassing sensation, which is also known as opinions. Opinions are the sensation. Concluded beliefs are the sensations. So this is the fourth type, and the third in the intention type, that understanding of nature or the truth, causing awareness bypassing sensations. So I'll not take up now questions.